Well, hello and welcome to the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
Hi, everyone. I'm doing sexy, raspy voice today.
Yes, yes. Francis is under the weather, so he's going to probably... I mean, I have always called Francis my Ed McMahon. But I think tonight you're going to hear just a lot of yes and ha-has and...
Hi-yo.
Yeah. Maybe he'll give $1 million away. We'll see.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Now I want to just be like, I want to go to somebody's door and give them an oversized check.
Do you have you ever received an oversized check?
Personally, no. I think the only person we know that has is Savannah, but that's because she does her
she has several, she said.
Thing. Yeah, she has like several like real oversized comedy, not comedy checks because they're real.
Right.
I guess they're not real, but they're they represent real money. But boy, oh boy, I would love to have one. I would. Are you kidding me? My background would only be that check.
Mm-hmm,
I would have nothing else but that check as my background.
You put it like on a rolling cart, so you have a normal room most of the time. But when you podcast, you roll the big fake check in.
Yeah, it's just like a backdrop I can just put in the just drape behind me, and be like, hey guys. I got $750 in a big oversized comedic check.
Hey, you know what, Francis? Speaking of $750, you just mentioned that number.
Is that an actual number you have that you want to talk about?
You just reminded me of something. Yes.
Okay, that's cool. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. We're in sync today.
Here in Colorado, well, at least in the Denver area, and somewhere in the early '90s, they put this tax act thing in called the TABOR or something or other. TABOR stood for something, TABOR. And it was a thing where it never paid out. It just held on to the money. Okay. Well, this year they started talking about giving out not a stimulus check, but some sort of a refund.
For the TABOR.
For the TABOR, yeah. And so I got it confused with another thing that they were doing this year with tax returns, that basically everybody in Colorado is getting anywhere between $450 and $500 from the state, pretty much guaranteed, unless you're but
okay.
So I got that confused with this TABOR thing. So next month in August, we're supposed to get this $750 refund check. From the state of Colorado or the city of Denver, one of the two. And
can you request it in an oversized check format?
Well, that's funny. I never thought about it to just right now, but they are sending checks out. They're not doing a direct deposit. So there is a chance, Francis. I guess if I did it now, maybe I'd have enough time. But all of that leads me to, I think I know what I'm going to do with probably the majority of that money.
What are you doing?
I want to go to Vegas for my birthday.
Oh, I saw that. Hi, Ginger.
Hey, Ginger's here.
Don't mind me. I'm actually over being sick. This is just the remnants of having been sick. But yeah, it's Vegas. Yeah, I was just recently there, so I highly recommend it.
I have. Here's something I didn't even know that I had, Francis. I have people. I have minions.
You have minions. You have people over in Vegas, though.
No, I have a person in Vegas.
Yeah.
But I also have peoples and minions that enjoy trying to find deals for others. So somebody is out there actively searching for like an awesome hotel deal for me.
Sure.
Where it's still, here's the thing. I don't know any of the hotels. I know there's a hotel that's shaped like a fucking pyramid, but I don't know what any of them are called, which one's shit, which ones are good. I know there's a place with some fountains. I know something's called I know. I know there's a place with fountains. I know something's called the Bellagio or something like that. I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about Vegas. So I'm going for a whole adventure sort of thing. So what are good hotels? What are bad hotels? No fucking idea. But I let somebody who's been there or likes to do this stuff and has been there a few times to go ahead and do the searching for me. And like finding activities and touristy things to do and shit. Because like I said, I don't know anything there. I know the Strip has In and Out and or not In and Out. What's it called? White Castle.
White Castle. Yeah.
I think they got it In and Out as well.
They do.
And there's probably all kinds of crazy fun places to eat there. But like I don't know shit about the city. So it would be cool to just go on an adventure for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. 3 is usually the max. After 3, you just don't know what to do. Other than gambling, you don't know what to do with yourself.
Sure.
But no, there's plenty. Yeah, I mean, Pinball Museum, Harley is over there, Area 15, Fremont Street Experience.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Seven Magic Mountains, but it's just a bunch of rocks. It's just that art. It's just an art installation.
Oh, sure.
But it's cool. It's a cool looking art installation. But yeah,
the Las
sign.
Vegas neon sign graveyard. And
oh, the neon sign graveyard. Yeah, there's that. There's the neon sign graveyard. There's also, if you're going to have a meal, you have to go to the oldest steakhouse in Vegas called the Golden Steer. So you have to go there.
Okay.
Do not go with the special.
Okay.
I went with the special, which was tomahawk steak.
Oh, yeah, that's your tomahawk experience.
That was my tomahawk experience. It's also a $350 tomahawk experience.
Well, and
don't do that.
That's the thing. Like, me and the pretty girl, I said, hey, you want to come with me? She's all for it, So it's like, which would be a hell of a lot more fun than going by myself because I would just end up being like, all right, well, it's hot. I'm just going to hang out in the hotel,
Well, yeah.
If you have an adventure buddy, that makes everything better.
Get a monorail pass if you're going to go. Get a monorail pass.
Get a monorail. I've heard that. But it's just like, yeah, hopefully this money comes through and I can just go and not really have to worry about things so much. Just go and have a good time and stay in a halfway decent place that doesn't have roaches and bed bugs and shit. And
that's I would actually recommend even staying on Fremont Street because a lot of those hotels have been renovated. Flamingo is probably the most inexpensive and the nicest because they just renovated a bunch of their old rooms. So a lot of their old rooms are brand new and cheap. So, but yeah, I did there was a lot of research done. Watched a lot of YouTube videos of people who live in Vegas. So like I'm very acutely aware of Vegas now because I watched a bunch of videos leading up to my trip. So I'm like, oh, I know way more about Vegas than I probably should because there's a lot.
Sure.
Like there's a lot of like hidden gems and like blah 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 blah, and like places not to go and things like that. So.
Well, sure. As there is with any city that's out there.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh my god, I just have too much information in my head about Vegas, and I just was there, and I didn't even do everything. I could do way more.
Well, I'll have to pick your brain some then. As it will see. It's just right now. It's just trying to make sure that I can afford to do it all. Basically, is what it comes down to.
Old TABOR.
So the old TABOR refund is definitely going to help in all of that kind of crap.
Which is TABOR stands for the Taxpayers Bill of Rights. So.
There you go. Thank you, co-host.
Yeah.
I should know. It's in my damn city, right? But.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So as I keep looking down here at my notes to see like what to talk about next, and that is because, it's fucking hot. It's like 3,000 degrees everywhere you go outside. I got talked into on Sunday. Got talked into helping dig trenches for a sprinkler system. Luckily with a machine, I wasn't out there with like a pickaxe or anything like that.
And a shovel.
Yeah. But still, under a sombrero, I still got like cooked and burnt.
Well, don't you sunburn fairly easily?
I do. I can get sunburnt on a full moon night if I try hard enough.
No.
But how I'm tying this back into not having a whole lot of on the notes here is because normally, Francis, this time of year, in fact, 24 hours from the time that we are recording, typically
nothing happens in 24 hours. What are you talking about?
in 24 hours as we record, usually in the past, if we don't count the last 2 years, because we don't count the last 2 years, but in the past 4 years, Francis, we would be getting ready to make our final preparations to jump onto a plane or into a plane, excuse me. And well, you would be jumping into your car, which could be a plane.
Yes. Yeah.
And driving down, flying to San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con.
And what's worse, this is what's terrible. I found out that I have 2 passes. I have 2 passes waiting for me.
At Comic-Con?
Well, not waiting for me.
Available.
Available for me. Yeah. I mean, they have my name on it because they were meant for me specifically, but obviously I'm not going. Mostly because the vast majority of people who I want to go there with are not going to be there, even though it would have been great to hang out with Shelly during that whole time because I know she's there. But I'm also not very well either, and there's a lot going on in my life right now that doesn't make it easy to do this thing.
Right.
So
right.
But it sucks because I have passes. I actually have like badges, and it makes me sad that I cannot have them. I mean,
right.
I'm gonna have them for posterity because someone's holding on to one of them for me.
Sure.
But it's just like the con I missed, right?
Right.
The con I didn't get to go to.
Is protect
you would have obviously.
I
you would have obviously been a part of it.
I know who is providing these passes to you. Yes.
You do. You know
okay.
The 2 people.
Okay,
who are
that's all you. That's all you. I figured as much, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which that sucks. And honestly, right now, as the year has gone this year, I couldn't afford to do it this year anyway.
Yeah.
But in lieu of other things to talk about,
well, really quick though, have you heard anything that's supposed to be going on down there? I feel like that this year, it's a pretty lackluster. Like I don't think anything's happening down there. Like what's big that's happening down there?
Well, I mean I don't know what's big for like the big main 2 comic publishers. Yeah. I have no idea what's in Hall H. I have no idea what DC and Marvel plan to, if they're even going to be there. I know Marvel wasn't there the last time they were there. Oops. But there is our buddies over at Source Point Press have a panel.
They're there.
They have a panel.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm sure they have a booth as well. I haven't done the research on that, but our boy over there, Josh Warner, the editor in chief, he's doing at least a panel, if not more than that. Our friends over at Bling Squared Glass, if I could say their name,
Bling Squared, yeah.
The Bling Squared Glass, they're gonna have their booth there as well. So it's gonna suck to miss out on them, and I'm drawing a blank on their names right now. But the married couple that run Bling Squared are just incredibly awesome, incredibly generous with their time, talking to me. I mean, I'm just a fan that was on Instagram, and next thing you know, I'm having like in-depth conversations and getting to hang out with all these these glass makers. And I actually just recently purchased a piece from them after knowing them for what 4 or 5 years now. I finally purchased a piece, and it was really cool. I'm definitely going to be getting some more from them.
Yeah, I'm curious what their exclusive is this year. It would have been fun to see what their exclusive would have been.
Yeah. Do you recall the guy that did the wrestling comics that had the big wrestling?
Yes, I remember. Yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah.
He is what's his name? Mike Kingston. And I can't think of what it'll come to me what his book is called. But at his booth, he's gonna have a whole bunch of wrestlers doing signings like he has in the years past.
Yeah.
And one of the wrestlers that's going to be there is a luchador, a Mexican wrestler.
Oh, nice.
That goes by the name of Psychosis. And he was one of my favorites in the 90s when I was a kid. And it's just like, damn it, it sucks that, we're not going to be there. And not that I ever like pay for the autographs, but it'd be cool to see, to see Psychosis in person because he's going to be in character, like protecting kayfabe.
You would have been press. You could have had an interview with the guy and had your picture taken with him.
Well,
because you would have been a regular person. You would have been press.
Well,
that's the thing. Anytime you're in San Diego, you are press.
Sure,
you are.
Well, and I guess I would say to you then, like, when did you know that you and I had a pass?
Well, the person wasn't deciding on going anyway, but they were planning on doing panels. But so we would have technically had passes anyway, no matter what, because they weren't planning on going because they couldn't afford it.
No, gotcha, so gotcha.
It was more of just like they applied, and they're like, well, if I can get X number of panels in, maybe I'll go. And then it's like, no, I don't want to go anymore. And then I'm like, all right, that's fine. So. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, then we would have had,
Because usually, we've always gone with Super Geeked Up. Is kind of.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I thought you were talking about a married couple that that I was married, got introduced to.
Yeah, them too.
Okay,
that would have only been for me.
But okay,
that would have been only for me. But the other one, Jeff was going to go.
Sure.
But yeah, he wasn't going to.
And then people are out there like, who the hell is he talking about? Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
protecting kayfabe. Yeah. So Super Geeked Up. Usually Jeff puts in 10 to 15 different submission for panels, and usually
3 or 4. Yeah,
and usually gets approved for at least 3 or 4.
Yeah, easily, yeah.
And I think that because where he moved to recently in the last couple of years, it had to be like, I need a lot more than 3 or 4 approved for me to go across the country. Yomelia is here. What's up?
Yo.
So because more of the panels didn't get approved, it didn't make sense for him to go across the country and XYZ and everything else.
Well, and everything is more expensive right now anyway. So I'm thinking it was more of a cost, his goals, his focus is really on Dragon Con,
Right.
Which I'm so sad I can't go anymore.
Oh.
But whatever.
Oh, well, we'll save it for later. But that was that was going to actually be on my list still, but then when I said, "Wow, fuck, I want to go to Vegas," I was like, "I can't do Vegas and Dragon Con. There's just no way."
Yeah. Go Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
What happens in Vegas? Come on.
Exactly. So
I see all the pasties.
Exotica was just in Florida this past weekend, Francis.
Oh, really?
We could have gone to Exotica.
Yeah, we'll have one here in LA.
Well, next time it's there, we'll put in for it. That'd be great.
I went in, because I went in '98 and it was amazing. That was '98 when people were still buying DVDs and stuff. But boy, oh boy, was that an experience! Just walking around and I was by myself, so I was just like, what am I gonna do? Like, how do I talk to these? Like, there's just like half naked people all over the place. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good time. I think it'd be fun to interview a porn star or 6. I think it would be fun. It would just like, how, why?
POI, yeah. POI needs to go as press. Oh my God, POI needs to go as press. We need to have an episode exclusively on the future of porn stars in a world of internet porn. That'd be so fun.
At Exotica.
Yes.
And just gorilla pod the whole thing.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
We can do it. We can do it. And
I think so.
Which is something we can't really do. Huh? Look at me tying shit in. We can't really gorilla pod at San Diego. You can.
No.
But you got to be slick. You got to be quick about it. Because they have... San Diego is super crowded. So it's basically impossible to set up a tripod or anything like that. So like the year we went, we did the wireless mics, and anybody we talked to, it was easy. I just clipped the mic on them. We talked. You did some video stuff. We're done. Unclip everybody. Move on to the next, table. It was great.
I am curious though on attendance this year. I'm curious if it's going to be big. I actually think it's going to be smaller this year.
I mean, if it's depending on the feed that you're looking at. Yeah. MegaCon just happened right after FanX Denver. Denver FanX. I don't know how you say it. Is it FanX? It's FanX Denver.
It's FanX Denver. Yeah.
So right after FanX Denver was, I think it's MegaCon in Florida.
MegaCon.
And it didn't look terribly mega to me. I think
MegaCon's pretty big.
Denver, I think, had its biggest turnout ever. I still haven't got the final numbers, but it was also in an area that was, I'm not going to say smaller because it's in the same convention hall, but the convention hall was not completely opened up.
Yeah.
So they just crammed more people in a smaller area. The anime show that I went to earlier this year and the small local show that put their last show on, attendance at all of those was down. People are excited to be there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the same crowd as it once was. So I mean, but it's San Diego. San Diego is an anomaly amongst all of them because it's San Diego Comic-Con it's a city upon itself for 4 days.
Yeah, it's a city within a city within a city. Like, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I mean, more commerce happens inside that convention center that weekend than I think all of downtown San Diego does in a year.
Oh, easily.
And everything in downtown San Diego gets the huge spike because it's the only restaurants that are, within walking distance or right there in the gas lamp.
And they're themed.
And they're all themed. And the Ten Fish, you can go get a drink or two and watch a bar fight at the Ten Fish.
Watch a bar fight. Yeah.
It's fucking great. But it sucks to not be. I feel in my bones. I'm missing it. Like right over my shoulder here is my luggage stuff behind my door. Just like it's ready to go, and it's unfortunately it's just not going anywhere this year. So
I think it's good that we have now. Like you have Denver and we have WonderCon and stuff like that. I think the smaller cons are more of the way to go, just because you don't feel as overwhelmed and you can handle it's easier, just so much easier to handle, so much easier to kind of live life in the smaller cons. So
and I've only done WonderCon twice now, once pre and one post. The pre was I had such a great time. And maybe it was because it was the first time that I was there. But we had a blast that first year that I was there. You guys were trying to pull me away. Like, dude, we got to go. We have to take you to the airport. I'm like, yeah, hang on. A few more shots.
Yeah.
So plus I think WonderCon was carpeted that first year we went. And that was just amazing.
You really on that carpet, man.
Dude,
really on that carpet.
Carpet makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
San Diego, like 80% of it is carpet.
It is, yeah.
which makes
Except for the show floor isn't carpeted though.
Parts of it are.
No.
Parts of it are, which makes walking around and doing 12 or 13 miles in the course of a weekend a lot easier. My first time walking in there, because we went on they do this thing called preview night, where the show officially runs Thursday to Sunday, but
Yes.
you can go in Wednesday night for a few hours and buy some stuff, check out where everything is, get your layout, which on the first day is typically what you and I, and what I always do when I'm at a show by myself, is the first day, first couple hours, run the whole floor, figure out where everybody is. Exactly. And that first night at preview night, I was there by myself picking up my badge.
Yes.
Because you and Shelly hadn't quite got to where we were all needed to be, or I was meeting you or something.
Well, I work. Usually I work that Wednesday, so I always arrive like at the end of preview night, because preview night ends at like 8 or 9, or 7 or 8.
So yeah,
and
it's
I get
pretty
there
early.
around that time. Yeah.
So I walked around for a little bit, and I just went, holy shit, this place is huge. Like, I'm not going to be able to figure out where anything is tonight. And gave up pretty quick and walked out. And I was like, I'll just save it all for tomorrow. It'll be great. I'll have my con family with me.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. It's like, that's just like my philosophy now on conventions. It's like, it's not, I don't want to go to a convention by myself anymore. If there's people there, then I think it's worthwhile.
For sure. And
otherwise, it's just like it's a waste of time for me.
And the thing is that we know people that are going to be there. There's a hand.
This is going to be there probably.
Yeah, there's a handful of our con family, extended con family, friends, just straight up friends that aren't even con family. They're just friends that are going to be there, and for some of those people, we only see them at that show.
Yeah.
We're
a little privileged in that sense, I think, because we weren't even supposed to be there, right? It's all because of Super Geeked Up. Yeah. There's no reason why we would ever go to San Diego Comic-Con if it wasn't for.
POI will never officially be at San Diego Comic-Con. Officially,
no.
POI will be a subsidiary working for Super Geeked Up.
Or whatever we were that first time, Night Productions.
Yeah, it was like Boogie Down Night Productions or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that,
it was we were working for a production company that year, Francis.
We were, yeah. Well, yeah. And I think that was actually the name. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, again, like, kind of a once in a lifetime kind of experience that we got to do it like 5 times in a row, 3 or 4 times in a row, actually. So that was like, okay, yeah. And yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah, there's always a next year. I mean, we always said it before the pandemic, but like, it's always going to be there. And then 2020 happened. But
this time around, it actually will be, though. That's the thing.
Right.
Like, it will be there next year.
It's nice though to at the same time to have a reset and not have to deal with 150,000 people. Not have to deal with almost getting pickpocketed in the gas lamp. Not having to walk fucking 2 miles to a pho restaurant.
Oh yeah. Look, but those were all adventures, man.
They were. They were adventures.
Fun.
Yes, totally.
They're all adventures.
But yeah, it's this year, well, the last couple of years, I haven't worked in a dispensary, so having that extra money to just be like, no problem, I can pay. I've been saving my tips for 3 months now. I can totally just give you cash for the hotel. And not having that option anymore, well, it's not that it's gone, right? I'm choosing to not work in a place that gives me tips. It makes all of that a lot harder to do, for sure. But
Yeah, and you're going to Vegas this year.
Well, that's the plan.
You're doing the new adventure, right? Like you're doing something new, and I think that's way better than doing something you've already done.
Exactly. And getting to do anything with the people you enjoy spending time with is.
But for the love of God, take a picture of yourself eating a White Castle, please. I personally need it. I went to a White Castle in Vegas and in Ohio, and I gave you a picture of both times I ate something in a White Castle. I need the picture of you eating White Castle. It is necessary.
There'll be video of that first bite.
Good.
I will tweet it to White Castle, and I will probably end my campaign at that point because they're clearly never coming to Colorado, despite 9 years of tweeting at them, being like, "Would you please come here? Do you not know your fucking audience?"
In 2030, it'll finally make its way to Colorado.
Right. But yeah, it's going on the new adventure. I've been to San Diego. Like I said, I'm naming off bars and shit in the downtown area. As I explained earlier, I don't know anything about Vegas, so it'll be cool to, every day, every place you go to, literally every place you go to is a new and adventure place.
It will be, yeah, for sure.
Maybe they got one of those fucking restaurants where they just treat you like shit. They
do, yeah. They have a.
Maybe we'll go there.
Yeah, what's it called? Oh God, I forget the name of it. But then if any of y'all are alcohol drinkers, I mean, they have the best plastic alcohol, like in the shape of a guitar or the shape of the Eiffel Tower, or like such cool little souvenirs.
Like, can you get it with like root beer in it?
Well, you can get it without the shot.
It doesn't have alcohol.
You can get without the shot. So what it'll be is it'll just be the mix. So the strawberry and ice mix without the shot of tequila or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, that's the thing about traveling with somebody that's sober. Without breaking too much, that breaks a lot of kayfabe, but nobody knows.
Breaks a lot of kayfabe, but yeah.
But nobody knows who the person is, so that's fine.
Yeah. Me.
I mean, you do kind of, but it makes all of that a lot cheaper though, for sure. Traveling, going out to dinner, whatever, when you don't have to pay for when the alcohol's not even part of the equation, makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I could still get some novelty cups, because you remember when you used to go to the theater and you get the large drink and they bring you out the nice thick plastic cup that was full of ice and drink. They don't do those thick nice cups anymore, so you need to go get some novelty cups from somewhere, or you cut the top of a Arizona iced tea off and you use that as your big cup.
Sure. Yeah. They don't have the novelty cups anymore. It makes me sad. They need to bring that back.
People like to bring things back, Francis. It's all about nostalgia. It's all about nostalgia these days. Our friend over there at Cartoon Network, Craig McCracken. Remember him? Remember that guy? Remember that time we had food with Craig McCracken? No. Craig McCracken is the guy that came up with Powerpuff Girls originally. And I believe a bunch of the other ones, Dexter's and Johnny Bravo, all those cartoons, I think were all McCracken cartoons. He is actually, I don't know if they've signed the deal or if it's being shopped, but he's trying to bring the Powerpuff Girls back.
Which is so funny because they tried to do the live action version of it and that fell through.
My side note is that apparently, because I just saw this article as well, the live action is still in development.
Yeah. Well, because one of the girls quit. One of the actresses quit because of whatever reason. Maybe because it was taking too long to film. But they had a pilot ready, and apparently it was so bad. They're like, no, we need to do this again. And one of the actresses was like, nope, I'm out. I already did my pilot. If you don't want to do with that,
Right.
I'm just moving on.
Swiss Bullets. No, we didn't. We didn't meet McCracken. We were just. I was trying to make it funny, and it wasn't working.
Yeah, we try. We would have been fun if we did.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I mean, I don't really know what I'd ask the guy really, but it would be a lot of fun.
I don't know. What would you ask? What would you ask the guy?
I don't know what.
Hey, McCracken.
Like, actually,
Get out of McCracken.
What? Jesus Christ. Like something. It'd probably be a Johnny Bravo question.
Oh yeah.
Just of all those early Cartoon Network cartoons, I think Powerpuff and Johnny Bravo were my absolute favorites.
Sure.
Dexter's was a close third. To nothing else really. I mean, I guess there was Cow and Chicken.
Now, are they trying to reboot it in the sense of like the same art style and all that stuff, or are they going to like try?
I mean,
to do
McCracken
different?
does have a very unique style. I don't know if he did the animation or he came up with the concept art or whatnot, but
probably
the article that I read was more clickbaity than it was fucking meat and sandwich.
Oh, gotcha.
It was a picture of a nice sandwich, and then you take the wrapper off, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But it just said that Hanna-Barbera Studios was the one that was looking at him right now. And then I went, Hanna-Barbera still around?
Yeah, that's the thing that's weird.
It's weird that Hanna-Barbera got such a bad rap.
I mean, only because it did that weird kind of like copy and paste art style that they did for a long time, and so that's kind of where they got a little bit of their not their hate, but like their reputation. It's like, oh, well, they're running in circles in a room that has one lamp and one
the reoccurring background.
Yeah, right, like stuff like that.
Well,
or they'd have conversation. And all they do is move their shoulders when they laugh, right?
Right. And then they also just made the same cartoon over and over again after a while. With different characters.
Same characters, at least, yeah.
Well, different characters. Like, they had Scooby-Doo, and then Scooby-Doo was so good, they did Magilla Gorilla. And then they had the big, the big ape. What was the ape's name? But there was an ape version of... Huh? Well, yeah, that was... No, there was another one.
Gorilla?
Thought there was two.
Oh.
Thought there was two.
The one from Ghostbusters?
I don't remember. But, I mean, like, they had, like, 4 or 5 Scooby-Doo cartoons. They were just different animals with different sets of kids.
Yeah, for the most part.
But,
I mean... to tell you, man.
I mean, but that was also in the 60s and 70s. Grape Ape. You're right. Grape Ape is what I was thinking of.
Oh, Grape Ape.
Speaking of what?
Speaking of which, have you seen the trailer to the new Munsters?
That's funny because I wrote it down only because people were talking about it. I never went and looked for it.
So Rob Zombie is doing it. Right?
So let's take it with a big salt shaker of salt.
Yeah. Well, Rob, it's a PG... straight to Netflix movie, I think.
Okay.
And the characters that they got look really good. I think Herman looks amazing, and so does Lily and Grandpa. But the acting and like the style is really off, and it really looks bad in that sense.
And did I see that cheesy. Did I see that it's almost positioned as a prequel to the show?
Is they don't have their kids yet. This is them falling in love for the first time, Herman and Lily. So there's no niece, there's no pretty niece, and there's no werewolf son, Eddie and I forget what the niece's name is.
Yeah.
So there's none of like that added family. It's just the three of them: Grandpa, Herman, and Lily, and that's it. And it looks terrible. And they're like, Rob Zombie did this. He's usually pretty good.
I mean, it's Zombie's wife, right? That's playing Lily.
Zombies, yeah, zombies, of course,
And
because she has to be in the movie.
and I think that's what I saw people were complaining about was her acting, her portrayal.
I mean, it could be. I thought she was fine actually. I thought she was,
I haven't seen the trailer,
was
so
fine.
I don't I don't really know. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Well, I had a chance, I just forgot.
If you do get a chance, watch it after the show. It's like it's a really fascinating look because it's also in color, which is weird. It's not in black and white like the original Munsters was. So it's like it really looks weird. And it's a period piece too, so it's like in the 50s, in the 60s, and it's like it's just so strange. I don't know what to think about it, other than I kind of want to watch it just to see the train wreck that is the Munsters.
Right. You know what wasn't a train wreck, and I finally got around to finishing, was Obi-Wan.
Oh jeez.
Only like a month late.
Whatever. I mean, it's streaming. There's no time limit on that, luckily.
No, but everybody else ate it up as soon as it came out, and I saved the last 2 episodes because I wasn't ready. Wasn't ready mentally to see. I wanted to get away from any expectations I may have built by people talking about the show, by giving it time to cool off, and then me getting stoned a bunch of times so I forget everything I heard. And then go into it and be like, okay, let's see what happens. And I was impressed. Where was that Hayden Christensen 20 years ago? He was a kid.
Well, here's the thing again. Yeah, but here's the thing. Hayden Christensen, outside of Star Wars, was a good actor. It was only in Star Wars he was a bad actor. And so I think it was direction. The director sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who the director was?
Lucas.
George Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas. Yeah, Lucas is a great writer. He's not a very good director.
Yeah, he's a bad director. So he told Hayden, all right, dude, I want you to hate sand so much. Like, I want you to hate sand with a passion. And he's like, okay, I guess. Well, what can I say? He's like, just say it gets everywhere. It's like, oh, all right, I guess I can say that. Right. Even Harrison Ford was like, regarding the dialogue, it's like, this is like really, this is stupid. Like, it's really hard to kind of make this dialogue work, right? So you need a good director to help make the dialogue work. And sadly, he didn't have anyone. But you liked it, huh? You liked those last 2 episodes, huh?
Oh, the last 2 were fucking chef's kiss to the whole series.
Okay.
The whole series was great. I enjoyed it the whole ride through, but the last 2 episodes was just like, oh fuck, that was great. Where's my hot towel?
Right. Gotta wipe up after. Yeah. No, I liked it. I actually more or less liked the last episode and a half more than I liked the rest of the series. Those last kind of couple episodes were like, okay, this is what I wish the whole series was. And then they had a couple of cameos where I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They brought them back for like 3 lines. All right.
Well, sure.
Cool, I guess. Yeah. No.
Well, I mean,
I was hoping
we might see more of it in Andor. Andor.
Well, Andor is before this, I think. Oh no, it's after. You're right. It's after because it's the destruction of the planet.
Yeah, it's right before Andor takes place right before Rogue One.
Right, and Rogue One takes place right after, right before Episode 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. We could technically see some of this. It'd be weird to see kind of Obi-Wan meet up with Andor in that movie, in that show. They have an adventure together.
I think we're more likely to see Darth Vader.
Yeah, we see Darth Vader and everything, though.
That is
like true. That guy's everywhere. Like that
dude
is everywhere.
That is true.
He refuses to die.
Well, it's because they keep going backwards in time. Every movie they make keeps going further and further. Like we're getting closer to the reset in time where it was ABY and BBY.
I mean, I'm telling you, I think they're gonna do a reboot or a remake of OG trilogy at some point because that's what it feels like. It feels like, oh, we're gonna show you what leads up to the OG trilogy, but now we have the technology to make it good.
I mean, it's
that's
Disney owns it, so who knows? The mouse has his ways of doing things.
Remember that rock thing that you saw in Obi-Wan where he carried all the rocks and shot it at Vader? We're gonna do that times 10, in the new trilogy, the new original trilogy.
Right.
Remember Yoda? CGI Yoda from here on out. No more puppets.
No, it'll be fucking the guy that was the dragon in the Lord of the Rings that does all the mocap. And
Benedict Cumberbatch.
It was Cumberbatch? Okay. Yeah,
Cumberbatch did his own mocap for the dragon in The Hobbit.
Yeah, so they'll just get him or the guy Nolan North. They'll just get one of the two of those
Nolan
guys.
North, yeah. Or Andy Serkis or something.
That was the other guy I was thinking of, but I couldn't. I was like,
Andy Serkis was Golem and
That's right. I couldn't think of his name, so I'm just like, throw somebody else out there.
Yeah, Andy Serkis, good guy. Don't know him. Never had lunch with him like we did McCracken, but
yeah.
Good guy.
Well, there was there was that time though, Francis. We did have food with Nichelle Nichols.
That's true.
She was at the table next to us, but we had food with her.
Yeah. Oh, and the guy who was in like Arrow, he walked by us briefly to go up to his room in the hotel.
Which one?
Oh God, the New Zealander guy who played
Manu Bennett.
The iPad. Manu Bennett. Yeah.
Manu Bennett.
We just saw him in passing, and what was that one guy that ended up sitting like in the corner of the hotel? He was like this older guy from The Walking Dead, and he just had like a group of people sitting around him as he told stories or whatever.
Oh yeah, the fucking I don't remember what his name was on The Walking Dead. He had the barn.
Yeah.
The governor or something like that. The mayor, the governor.
It wasn't the governor.
No.
Was it the governor? Maybe it was the governor. I don't remember.
I didn't watch that show. It was dumb.
Hot take. But it was some older dude who was in The Walking Dead who just happened to be like sitting in the corner of one of the hotels outside, and he had like a group of people around him, and we're like, "Oh, good for you." Yeah. The good old days.
The good old days where we totally bullshit our way into press roundtables with celebrities that were completely unqualified to be there for.
I thought that was Philly. I didn't know it was San Diego.
That was San Diego. Where we did the Arrow roundtable where I just looked at the lady looked at us and she was like, "What's your guy's name?" And we gave him the production company's name, and you're not on the list.
I thought it was
And then that's when that's when I put on the mega charm.
Was Nichelle Nichols at?
Nichelle Nichols was here in Denver.
Oh, Denver. Oh. My God, I'm just mixing them all up, aren't I?
Well, it's because we get to go to all the things and do all the things, and we're not normies.
Yeah.
Except
except
for this year, we have to live vicariously through our con mom Shelly, who will be there, who taking her just 2-year-old, 1-year-old kid.
And I don't think too. I think.
And I don't think the kid's going into the show necessarily. Maybe he is. But
no, I think the mom is there to look after the kid while she goes into the show to volunteer.
Yeah. So at least Shelly's getting to go back. So part of our 3-person crew will be there.
Yeah.
And like I said, it gives us a chance to reset and be even more excited and more pumped to be there next year.
And hopefully more put together by next year.
Hopefully more put together. We'll have some lost weight. We'll have less hair. Maybe some of us will have more hair. It keeps growing out of my fucking ears. Maybe I'll just start transplanting it back to my head.
comb it upward.
Yeah, do a comb up. Maybe we'll have bionic parts.
Yeah,
We'll be like
God.
half the characters in Star Wars, and
oh my God, and chest plate,
and just refreshed to come back and hit it hard next year.
I just really want us. I really want us to find another Philly though. I don't want us to find another East Coast.
I think there's one that's already there, and half of our East Coast crew already went to this year, and that's the Garden State.
That one? Oh, Garden State.
Garden
I thought you
State.
Say Allentown.
No. The Great Allentown, the Great Philly, those are gone.
They were both the same, weren't they? Oh,
yeah, they were run by the same guy.
Oh, that's funny. I for some reason I thought they were separate things, but then yeah, okay.
Yeah, because remember it was
So
it was the Great. Remember that was the key.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the key. So I think Garden State Comic-Con, which I believe is in New Jersey, isn't that the Garden State?
Yeah, Garden State is in Jersey. Which
is funny because everybody says it's a trash heap.
I mean, it depends. There's one called Garden State Comic Fest. I don't know if that's the one.
It's got a blue shield kind of look, like a blue globe with red. Yeah, it's like a blue globe with like red lettering.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
GSCC. CF. Golden State Comic Fest.
Okay. So I believe that might be the one because half of our crew was there this year.
Okay. Well, we will need to reconvene with them because I just, we have a whole crew out east that we don't get to see, and it'd be nice to be able to see them again.
It would.
Have them as guests on here.
We should. And it would also just be really cool to just have everybody together again. To take over a hotel lobby with just us, just our crew and our extended con family. That would just.
But they have changed so much over the last 3 years. With some getting married, some having children.
I mean, but things. When it comes to everybody getting together, people make it happen.
That's true.
People make it happen.
Got to get our favorite volunteers back.
Yes, we got to get everybody. We got to get the whole crew together and take over a show, and that'd be great. We've done it once.
Take over a show.
We've done it once. We could do it again. We've taken over blind tables at Comic-Cons. So if we do that, I figure we do it all. Speaking of doing everything, Francis, what are you doing this week over there at the house of Fernandez? I couldn't think of anything better to say.
I don't know. Should I be doing something over here?
I don't know. Like Super Geeked Up is on tomorrow. Do you got
I didn't realize we were doing outros.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Super Geeked Up is on tomorrow. So go check that out. My voice should hopefully be better by tomorrow, even better than it is now. So hopefully it'll be okay by tomorrow.
So there'll be a couple of raspy episodes of This Is Love, and then magically your voice will be back again.
Yeah. Well, the thing with This Love podcast is like I'm 2 episodes ahead. Like I record 2 episodes ahead, so people won't hear this until like 2 weeks from now. So it's like, jeez, oh man,
you get all these notes coming in. It'll be confused, especially if you put an episode out and then you're on Super Geeked Up on the same day or the day after.
Yeah,
people are like,
people who follow the multiple things.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like,
what is going on with this guy?
Yeah. Well, you're the healthy one, so tell people about the healthy stuff you're into.
Well, I don't know if the things I'm into are necessarily healthy, but you could find me on Twitter at 303_ninja. You can follow me on Instagram at 303 ninja. on the Instagrams. Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look up POI Podcast for everything. You can call, voicemail, and text message. You can call into the show. Speak English. You can leave a voice. Yes, call in. Leave a voicemail. You can text us. Give us a topic. We can talk about it. We'll critique your voice on the voice. No.
Wow.
No.
That'd be really funny, though.
That would be. But you can participate with us every week if you want to. Otherwise, you can watch us every Tuesday as we do this live. And if you're listening, that's when you can do it and watch us if you want. Otherwise, I'm running out of time. I don't want to hit play again. So that's it for everybody. Oh, look. Yes, we're being shy. Is that what that is? It doesn't work for the audio people. Anyway.
Is that what it means?
I think so. Everybody, have a great night. We're out of here. Goodbye.